Hi everyone and welcome back to the third lesson of this course. Today we are going to explore the basic features and learn how to use them to create a solid body. To begin, most features start with a sketch. We open the sketch command and create a basic profile like a rectangle. The choice of the plane depends on whether we want the body to develop in height or length. In this case, we want our body develops in height, so we choose the top plane. Now we select rectangle and rectangle by its center, and we create our rectangle, and we dimension it. This is 50 millimeters, and this is 40 millimeters. A key point to remember is that our sketch must be fully defined. So we add dimensions to both sides of the rectangle to make it fully defined, as we can see from the black lines. Next, we can select from the Feature tab Extruded Boss Base, and in the Command Manager we can choose the parameters for the extrusion. In the from section we can decide where the extrusion start, and in direction 1 the extrusion type. We quickly extrude the sketch to create a first body, which will help us understand the remaining options by clicking on OK, and the body is created. Now let's draw another sketch for a second body, but this time we want the sketch on a plane that is 40 millimeters above this face we just made. To do that, we go to Features and click the arrow below Reference Geometry and choose Plane. We have to choose the references, and we click for the first reference the face that we want the plane to be parallel to. All the possible constraints appear, and also the bots where we can set the distance. We put 40 millimeters. With flip offset, we invert the direction of the plane. We can also add more references, but in this case the selected face is sufficient. So we click OK. Now we draw another circle in this plane, another sketch in this plane, and a circle that we dimension, and we define its diameter with 30 millimeters. And again, we use the extrusion. To introduce the other possible options, as we see for this first body, we sketch plane, the extrusion start from the plane that we select for the sketch. If we change it in surface, a box appears, and here we are going to select the face or the surface to start the extrusion from. We select this face of the body, and the extrusion starts from here. We can also select this one, and the extrusion we start from here. The important thing is that the face must be parallel to the sketch plane, otherwise the software reports an error. Same thing with vertex, but in this case we have to select a corner as a starting point like this, or also this one. And the last is offset. The extrusion begin a specific distance from the sketch plane that we can change in this box. And with this diagon we can flip the direction too. The second section is direction 1, where we can decide how the extrusion extends. With blind, we can set the length manually, and with the two arrows icon, we can change the verts of the extrusion. Here we can decide the length. If we click on Through All, the extrusion goes through all the bodies it encounters in its direction. With Up to Next, the extrusion stops at the first phase, in this case this one, that it encounters in its direction. Up to Vertex, we have to select the vertex, and the extrusion stops on this selected vertex. The final length in this case depends on the distance between the starting point that we define in the section from and the vertex we select here. Up to surface is same as above, but it stops at a selected surface like this one or face. Offset from surface is less common, but the extrusion ends at an offset from a selected surface. Up to body is used when the end face is not flat, like in this case, with which we can use up to surface, but when we have a surface like such as conical surface, that in this case up to surface doesn't work. So it works, up to body works also in this case by selecting this body. And the last one is mid plane, that extrude equally in both direction from the sketch plane. Here we can set the length. The merge result checkbox is important to make the software considers the two bodies when they touch. In this case, if we put 90 millimeters with mid plane, merge result allows the software to consider the two bodies as one. Now we make blind. Now if clicking the blue icon here enables draft angles used to taper the sides of our extrusion, and here we can decide the angle of inclination. This is especially useful in mold design, where parts must be easily removed. Usually the inclination is between the 2 or 3 degrees. If needed, with the direction 2, we can do an extrusion in the opposite direction and decide its own parameters. If we click mid plane in direction 1, we can run the direction 2 options. We use it when we want different parameters in the two direction. With team feature, we create thin walled bodies, and we can decide the thickness here, whether it's inside or outside the sketch. And even make it with these two arrows, we can decide inside or outside, and even make it symmetrical with mid-plane compared to our sketch, and or choose the thickness in the two direction that we can change here. With selected contours, we can decide which parts to extrude. If we exit from the feature and we draw a second circle inside the first one, and we go again in extruded boss base and selected contours, if we click here and we click both the two contours, we create a hollow cylinder by extruding only the area between the two circles. This lets realize complex shapes from a single sketch. We can also decide the area to extrude by clicking by clear selection and clicking the area. Now we select the internal one, but we can also select this. Let's cover all the options for the extruded boss command, and this is one of the most used features, as we'll see in the next videos when we realize mechanical components. Now let's move on the second key feature, that is Extruded Cut. It works similarly to Extruded boss base, but instead of adding material, it removes it. If we select this small arrow next boss extrude command in the design tree, it will appear the sketch used to realize the feature, and we can reuse it for other feature. Just click on it and then choose the feature we want, in this case Extruded Cut. Now, as we can see in the command manager, it shares the same parameters of extruded boss base, and it will be removed the material if we go in selected contours and we select the internal circle. It will remove the material internal of the cylinder, and if we here we can decide like in extruded boss the length of the cut, but if we click flip side to cut, it will cut all the material external to our circle, like this. Now we select cut another time cut extruded and edit feature to see the other components, other command, and the other option unique to cut is feature scope, where we can decide we can decide between all bodies and selected bodies. With all the bodies intersected by the cut will be affected and will be cut. With selected bodies, we can decide which bodies must be cut, and if we are not in auto select but we uncheck it, appears a box where we can decide which bodies should be cut. So for example, in this case we select this one, and we want that we don't select this body. As we can see, the cut will be only in this body and not in this one. Also for this feature, we have said everything, because it has all the options like in Extruded boss base. So we go with another fundamental feature that is very useful, and is Revolved boss base. We can use it when the part has a circular symmetry, and with this feature we can draw the profile and then rotate it around an axis to form the body. We start by drawing a sketch. So to enter quickly in Sketch, in the Sketch environment, we click on the plane to use, and the first icon that appears. Now we are sketching in the top plane. We start by drawing the center line. This will be the axis of revolution, and then the section of the shape we want to revolve, like a rectangle, to design a pipe. So we make our rectangle, and now we have to dimension it. We start with the horizontal side. We make it 2 millimeters. That defines the thickness of our pipe. Then we define the other side. That will be the length and the distance. We make it 60 millimeters. Now the distance with the center line. This that we make 10 millimeters. This is the inner diameter of our pipe. The sketch seems to be not yet fully defined, because we can still move it sideways. So we have to fix a point. We select the start point of the center line, and in the bar that appears we select the constraint make fixed. Now it's fully defined. We click on Revolved boss base, and the center line should be automatically selected as axis of revolution, but if it's not, we have to select it. As for the extrusion, we have different parameters. with blind. In the box below we can change the angle of revolution. That has to be 360 degrees. The other options allow us to stop revolution by clicking on a vertex or surface that intersect the revolution of the profile, and now we can click on OK, and our pipe will be created. The last command to see is the Revolve Cut. Also, the Revolve Cut needs a profile, so we create a solid pipe. We select another times the top plane and sketch, and we make this time a center line and a rectangle fix in this point, like this one. Now we don't dimension it because we want only to see how the Revolve Cut works. So we make our solid body, and the solid pipe is created. Now we have to sketch the second profile to cut. So we go another times in sketch. We select from here another times top plane, and we draw multiple profile, like a triangle here, and a circle in the midline, and a rectangle from the lower part, and we have also to create a center line. We do this thing to see how different geometry cut the body. So we go in Revolve Cut, and we have a preview of the cut. Now if we click on OK, we have our body cut. We always have to check the box of axis, and we saw that we can make different multiple profiles not connected to each other, but the features still work. This is possible also with Revolved boss base. We can also make a sketch with different geometry not connected, and create revolved body. That's all for today. In the next lesson we'll explore the last key features used to create our parts in Solidworks. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and give it a like to support the channel, and leave a comment if you have any questions.